Some of the most ambitious people you will ever meet never talk about their goals. They don't announce what they're building. They don't chase visibility. They don't explain themselves often. From the outside, they can look unmotivated. Sometimes even directionless. But psychologically, something very different is happening. Their ambition isn't loud. It's internal. And that form of ambition follows a very different set of rules. We live in a culture that equates ambition with visibility. If someone talks about their plans openly, posts progress publicly, and frames their life as on the way up, we assume they are driven. And when someone keeps their goals private, we often assume the opposite. This is a cognitive shortcut. The human brain uses signals to judge motivation. Visibility becomes a stand-in for effort. But psychology shows us something important. Effort does not require an audience. Quiet ambition exists outside performance. Quiet ambition is ambition regulated internally rather than socially. Instead of relying on praise, pressure, or comparison, the individual relies on internal benchmarks. Their motivation comes from personal standards, private discipline, identity-based goals. Psychologically, this aligns with intrinsic motivation. A drive sustained by meaning rather than reward. Quiet ambition is not passive. It is deliberate, but contained. It is ambition that doesn't need to be seen to stay alive. There are several psychological biases at work here. One is visibility bias. We overestimate what we can observe and underestimate what we can't. Another is social comparison bias. We measure seriousness by how often someone declares intent. But studies show something counterintuitive. When people publicly announce goals, they often experience a premature sense of completion. The mind receives social reward before real progress happens. Quietly ambitious people delay that reward. They keep the pressure internal. They preserve focus. Silence becomes a form of strategy, not avoidance. Quiet ambition requires emotional regulation. These individuals learn early how to contain excitement, anxiety, and doubt. Not suppress, but manage. Instead of externalizing emotion, they process internally. Psychologically, this builds distress tolerance, patience, resilience under delayed results. What looks like calm is often contained intensity. They are not unmotivated. They are regulated. One of the biggest misunderstandings of quiet ambition is confusing stillness with stagnation. Cognitive work often happens before behavioral output. Skill acquisition, mental rehearsal, problem structuring. These processes don't look dramatic. But neuroscience shows that the brain continues to adapt, even when behavior appears unchanged. Quiet ambition invests heavily in preparation. When action comes, it is measured, not impulsive. Quiet ambition relies on routine rather than motivation. There is less emotional fluctuation. Fewer spikes of excitement. Less dependence on inspiration. Habits replace hype. Psychologically, this matters because discipline outperforms motivation long-term. When ambition stops performing for others, it starts stabilizing internally. And stability is what allows ambition to last. Quiet ambition is not without cost. There is often delayed recognition. Being underestimated. Sometimes misunderstood by peers. Without external feedback, self-doubt can surface. But psychologically, those who persist develop a strong internal identity. One that is less shaken by opinion or comparison. Their validation system is internal. And that makes them harder to derail. At its core, quiet ambition is identity-driven. It is less about proving something to the world, and more about becoming someone internally. This is why it survives failure. Why it outlasts trends. Why it doesn't collapse under silence. Not all ambition needs witnesses. Some forms of ambition grow best when left undisturbed. Welcome to the thinking space. Do well to subscribe.